Hello and welcome to Techtacular. I'm Chris and welcome to the complete guide to Halo Online. Alright, so in this guide, I'm going to show you guys how to set up Halo Online, set up a server, install mods, install maps and game types, and anything else you may want to do with Halo Online. Let's get started. Alright, so first up, we're going to download Halo Online. To do that, you're going to want to head over to reddit.com/r/Halo Online. Alright, now it'll be sticky at the top here. You should see the latest version whenever you visit. Right now, it's 5.0.1 or 5.0.2. So we're going to go ahead and download the full game right off of Mega. Now you can download this with a torrent or however else. I'm going to download it with Mega for the sake of this tutorial. Alright, now that we've got Eldorado downloaded, we're going to go ahead and open it up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to extract this here. Alright, so we've got everything downloaded and extracted here. So we're just going to head on over to the TPI folder here. And then you want to install everything in this folder. Now, I've already gotten all of these installed because I install all sorts of programs all the time. But if you don't, then you're going to need to install both of these programs here. It's pretty simple, doesn't take too long, and do that. Now, when you start the game up, you'll see this IRC error. You can ignore that. Everybody gets it. It doesn't matter. All you have to do now is open up DoritoUpdater.exe and you're ready to go. But if you want to keep going and do things like host a server or maybe install some mods to get the Halo 3 armor packs instead of just the newer Halo 4 looking armors, then go ahead and continue watching or jump to the appropriate section. Alright, so we're going to take a quick look at Halo Online settings here. We're just going to go under Player Customization. And you can change your in-game name right here. You can also change the colors of your armor. And of course the armor types. I'm going to show all of the armor types at the end of the video. So if you want to see what each one looks like, go ahead and skip to the end. I'll show them with the Halo 3 armor mod installed, which I'll show you how to do, as well as without it. Alright, then we're going to go under settings. I prefer to have center crosshair on, and I usually play with an FOV of 110. You can play with whatever you like. 110 is a bit high for some people. Your raw input setting is right here as well. Your server name is right here. You can set a password if you like. Max players, start timer, sprint enabled, yes or no. You can also change most of these options from the console. There's a wiki I will link in the video description, or you can click right here for that. That gives you all of the different console commands. Disable intro videos. VoIP settings are right here, push to talk. If you're running a server, you may want to disable VoIP depending on how good your internet is. And you can create settings that automatically execute every time you start the game up. I don't use any of those currently, but that's there in case you need it. And that's about it for the launcher. We're going to go in-game though and take a look at those settings. Alright, so we've got our settings here just down in the bottom right. You can click on that. HUD shake, I turn that off. You can leave that on or off, it's preference. Now camera FOV here is limited to 90. If you go in the launcher right here, you can obviously set it to more than that if you'd like. Just because it says 90 in game doesn't mean that's what it's actually set to if you've already changed it on the launcher. Under video here, you've got all of your video settings. VSync does help some people who have problems with stuttering or inconsistent frame rate in game, so you may want to try turning that on if you're having problems. Go ahead and check anti-aliasing if you think your computer can handle it. change these settings according to your computer, obviously. I don't play with motion blur. You can if you'd like. And that's about it. There's not a whole lot to say for these settings here. You can turn the music off if you'd rather listen to your own music, which I typically do. Mouse acceleration, I usually turn all the way down. I don't have a mouse filter on. Toggle crouch is actually pretty nice in this game. If you use toggle crouch, if you hold down crouch, which is control by default, then you'll only crouch until you release it. However, if you press it real fast, it'll just toggle it. And then even if you run, it'll return to a crouching position after you run. Some may or may not like that. So, you know, turn that option on or off if you'd like that. Sensitivity, I usually leave mine at about 35. And keyboard controls here, you can edit these however you'd like. Melee, I have bound to my mouse button. That just shows up as that on here, but I set that there so that I can just bash with my mouse. That's about it as far as game settings go. There's not a whole lot to say. You can change settings in the console, but again, I've covered that. I'll link that in the description so that you can check out console commands. Alright, so I was going to show every different armor type at the end of the video here, so that you guys could decide which armors you liked and use those. But in the process of doing so, I found out that you don't even need to restart the game to preview changes to your armor types. So all you have to do is launch the game like you normally would, even if you're using the Halo HD loader to run at 4K. It's still the same process. You just load the game and then you open up the ULTRAWIDE launcher here. And when you change your armor type, it takes effect immediately in the game. You can even change colors on the fly. This will also work on the Halo 3 armor mod. Alright, so now we're going to get your computer and network set up so that you can host a server. If you already know your router's IP address, go ahead and plug that into your search bar. If you don't know, go ahead and go to Start and type CMD. This will work fine on all versions of Windows, by the way. Once you have your command prompt open here, you're just going to type ipconfig. Go ahead and hit enter, and that'll give you these numbers down here. You're going to want to look for your default gateway. In my case, it's 192.168.0.1. Most routers will probably be 192.168.0.100 or .0.1 or .1.1 or .1.100, some variation of that. Now you're going to go ahead and go to your address bar here, and you're just going to type that right in. As you can see, I've already visited my router's configuration page before, so I'm just going to go ahead and open that up, and I'm going to log in now. Okay, so now we're on the configuration page for our router. Now, depending on your router, this page is going to look different. So you can search on the internet for how to set up a port forward on your router and just include the brand name of your router. Most brand names will have a similar setup page for all of their different routers. So in my case, I'm going to go over to advanced here, and I'm just going to look on the left hand side. A lot of routers have the configuration options up at the top here, like the little tabs on the side would be up at the top. So just look around, search around the settings for a minute. It's not too hard to find usually for forwarding. Now I'm going to go to virtual servers here, and as you can see, I already have these set up. Now if I didn't have these set up, what I would do is I would go to add new, and these are the ports you're going to need, by the way. I'll put them on the video as well. 11774, 11775, and 9987. Now in my case, I'm just going to click on add new. Usually your router will have some variation of that button there, and then we're just going to type in our port. And now we need the IP address of our computer, the machine we're going to be forwarding that port to. So we're going to go back to command prompt here, and you can see that our IP for the computer is 192.168.0.116. So we're just going to type that right into the address bar here. Now, I have my computer set up on a static IP address. Your router may keep track of devices and give them the same IP address every time they connect, or it may not. If your router doesn't keep track and give them the same IP address every time they connect, you're going to want to set your computer up with a static IP address that isn't normally used by your router. If you want to look up how to do that, go ahead and just search on YouTube or on the internet. There are plenty of tutorials out there that'll let you know how to do that on Windows. It's not too hard. But for now, we're just going to set it up like this because most modern routers won't have a problem. Now you're just going to hit save. And in my case, I already have that port set up. So it's going to give me an error here. But if I didn't, it would just go straight back to this page and show me that it's all set up. On my router, I have to reboot it after I've added the ports, but since I already have them added, I'm not going to do that right now. So now, you're ready to host. Go under settings here, give your server a name, and then open up the game, and let's try it out. Now, we're just going to go down to host server, use the arrow keys on the keyboard, and then space and escape instead of A and B like you would on a controller if you're using a keyboard. So hit space, that'll bring us in here. Now, as you can see, I haven't changed my name on the game, so it's currently Dopey. You're going to go up to network, offline, just hit space to bring up this menu here, and you're going to hit online and then host game. If your server doesn't show up on the server browser right away, which you can find at the link in the video description, there will be a server browser that you can access from your browser. Just hit F1 and you're going to type server.announce. Now that's going to force the servers to display your server online so that other people can see it. Now, you're probably going to want to grab another computer or a friend and have them try and join your server if nobody's joining your server right off the bat. In my case, I already know my server works, so I don't need to test it out. If your server doesn't work or you have problems with it, leave a comment down below or check out the Halo Online subreddit, which I'll link in the video description, and everyone there will be happy to help you. I'll help you in the comments if nobody on the Halo Online subreddit is able to help you out. And then from there, you're just going to choose your game type and your map, and that's it. You're ready to go. Alright, so to get Halo Online game types and maps, you can either make them yourself in-game, or you can head over to the Halo Online website and download them from there. So, Halo Online website is halo.cafe. We're just going to head on over there and then go under User Created Content and go under Forge Maps and Game Types. So you can see here we have Griffball, we have Swimmer Die, Infection, Driver Die, Sky Castle, Fat Kid, all of the classics. We got a whole bunch of maps as well. So we're just going to go ahead and download a Driver Die right here. So we've got that downloaded, and then let's download a Driver Die game type. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to open this up in the folder. As you can see, I've already downloaded this before. We're going to go ahead and extract all the files here. You'll need 7-zip installed to extract 7-zip files. Alright, there we go. So we've got the map here. We're going to just copy this entire folder. And we're going to come on over to our Eldorado folder here. And go ahead and go under mods and then maps and just paste that right in there. As you can see, it just sits right in there. And now we're going to do the same thing for our game type. So we're going to open it up here. We're going to copy this. Going to come right over here, go back to mods, and then go under variants and just paste it right in there. Now if you go under maps, you can see our map is right here, and you go under game types, and our game type is also there waiting for us. Now to customize settings on the game, you're going to press X on your keyboard. Now you can navigate the menus, edit settings like you'd like, and then press X again to save. The keys are the same buttons that you'd use on an Xbox controller, just on the keyboard. Alright, and that's it. Now you can start a game with your custom map and game type. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at how to install mods on Halo Online. So again, you're going to go over to Halo Cafe here, and you're going to go to User Created Content, and then just select mods. Now we have a few mods here. There are also some mods on the Halo Online subreddit, so you're going to want to visit there. Now the mod we're going to be installing is FLATGRASS. I recommend this mod for anybody playing the game because it adds a massive forge map as well as a griffball arena. So you're just going to search for FLATGRASS on the subreddit and you should be able to find the most recent version of it, R08 in this case, and make sure it's compatible with the Eldorado version that you have. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just load the post here. And you can see the poster, the creator has included instructions along with the mod. You can follow those. There are probably going to be instructions with any mod you download, but I'm going to show you how to install this one for the sake of walking you through it here. Now you're just going to go ahead and download this real quick. Alright, now you're going to go and click Show in Folder. And as you can see, I've already downloaded it here. You're going to extract all. Okay, now we've got our extracted files here. And we're just going to go under the patch folder. Go ahead and select all of the files. Copy them. And then we're going to go back on over to our Eldorado folder here. We're just going to paste them right into the main folder. And then we're going to double click install flatgrass.bat. And then we're just going to go ahead and type install. So if you want to avoid re-downloading the entire Halo Online download and you want to just update through the launcher here, go ahead and back up your maps or whatever affected folders before you install Halo Online, or just keep the original zip file that you downloaded handy so that you can use that later on. In my case, I don't mind going back to the zip file and just extracting it all over again and then reinstalling the mods when a new version is released. So I'll leave that up to you what you want to do with that. Now I should note one thing about mods on Halo Online is that as it stands right now, if you download and install any mods, it's going to mean that you have to back up your files first, or you'll have to re-download Halo Online when a new version gets released. Alright, so now that mod is finished installing. Okay, and as you can see here, FLATGRASS has installed. We've got FLATGRASS as well as the Griffball Arena. You can install more maps available for FLATGRASS by downloading them from the halo.cafe website. Alright, so since the game is based on Halo 3's engine, modders were able to create a Halo 3 armor mod that will install Halo 3 models instead of the newer Halo 4 looking armor models, because many people, myself included, prefer the style of Halo 3 armor. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Halo Online subreddit here, search for Halo 3 armor, and that'll pull up the latest version. So this is the latest version here for 5.0.2. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom, open the download link, and then we're also going to need these files here. If you have a Halo 3 disk or ISO that you can rip those off of, you can use that as well. So go ahead and download salvation.map, mainmenu.map, and shared.map. Then you're also going to head on over to the mega download here and download Halo 3 Armor's installer. So we've already got all of these downloaded and extracted here. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of these files from the Halo 3 Armor's mod, and then we're going to head on over to our Halo folder here. Then we're going to open the maps folder, not mods/maps, just maps. And then we're going to paste all of those Halo 3 installer files right in here. Make sure to replace any files that it asks to. And then you're going to go to H3 maps and you're going to copy each one of these files right over. Okay, so now we've got all of these files copied over, and we're just going to run Halo 3 Armor's install.bat. So now we just press any key, and we're going to let that run. Alright, so now the installation is complete, and we're good to go. Let's try it out. Alright, so as you can see, it works perfectly. We've now got Halo 3 armor models and that classic armor you've probably come to love. Alright, so finally we're going to look at setting up resolutions higher than 1440p. The game natively supports up to 1440p, but you can go higher if you have a monitor that supports it. Or if maybe you just have a graphics card that you want to push the max out of. So first, we're going to go over to Halo Cafe again. Go under User Created Content, and then Programs and Tools, and you're going to see Dark 4K Halo HD Loader. Go ahead and download that, and we're going to, of course, extract the files. Alright, so now we've got our Dark 4K program extracted here, and we're just going to go right back to our Halo Online folder, and we're going to paste it right in here. As you can see, I've already done this. You're going to go ahead and run it, and then you're just going to put in whatever resolution you want to play at. Okay, so you can check force fit to screen size or not. However, we're going to be using borderless gaming to remove the border on the window because by default it's going to run in a border. So we're just going to launch it, and then as you can see here, it's popping up on my main screen. And then what we want to do is we want to open up borderless gaming. So we've got borderless gaming open here, and we can see El Dorado right here. Now we just want to add that to our favorites so that it automatically full screens that. And now it's full screen. You can see in the settings here, it is indeed running at 4K. And if you want to do higher resolutions than 4K, you're going to, like he says in the post here, you're going to want to go into the settings after you launch the game and adjust those. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to take a look at how to set up ultra-wide on Halo Online. Now, this is something that actually only recently was made possible because Halo Online doesn't natively support ultra-wide resolutions. Thankfully, Widescreen Gaming Forum has come up with a solution. So, to find the latest on ultra-wide, always check the Halo Online subreddit and Halo Cafe. Those are going to be your two sources for any sort of news or developments for any question you may have come up. You can also leave a comment down below. I'll try and answer any questions that come up. So we're just going to go ahead and search ultra-wide here. And as you can see, there is a fix for 21:9 aspect. As you can see, there's a fix for 21:9 aspect ratio. So we're just going to go ahead and download the folder here. I've already got it downloaded and unzipped. So this is the result. It's just a new El Dorado exe, which is actually the game executable. The launcher just launches the game executable. So we're going to copy this here. We're going to go right on over to our El Dorado folder, and we're going to replace the file that's already in the destination. Alright, so now we're just going to run Dorado Updater as normal. And that's all there is to it. Adjust your resolution within the game and you're good to go. I don't have any ultra widescreen monitors, so I can't demonstrate that for you. But if you have any problems running it, head on over to the thread on Widescreen Gaming Forum or r/Halo Online, and everybody there will be more than happy to help. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a like down below. If you didn't like it, then leave a dislike. If you have any friends who are getting into Halo Online, share this video with them so they can get up and going quickly. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, head on over to r/Halo Online to talk about the game and share your greatest moments.